was talking about the Blackmagic. Yeah, so I've had conversations with Blackmagic about the upcoming Spatial camera that they did with Apple. And I have my thoughts on that, but that's a whole different program. I don't know if you guys are even into the Spatial and 3D things like that. Actually, do you guys even care or watch Spatial? Do you own a headset? I do have a Apple Vision Pro, and I think there's a MetaQuest around here somewhere, but I don't use it often. And I can't say that I've actually watched a full movie in it yet in the immersive 3D world. Especially, well, I guess I watched the Submerged that Apple did, but that's it. So the Ursa LF wasn't really on my mind. Not gonna lie. I use RED. I shoot with RED. This is actually streaming from my RED right now. So that wasn't even on my mind. Didn't even think about it. Didn't plan on trying to get a 17K, way out of the price range for me. A lot of times any camera I need, I'm gonna rent it. So when this dropped, this was interesting. I'm now seeing like Blackmagic do and set up their tiered kind of, pathway, their upgrade pathway, right? So they dropped the price on the Blackmagic 4K. Did they drop the price on the 6K also? Let me go. So the Blackmagic 4K is down to $1,000, right under $995, right under $1,000. So that's actually really good for anybody trying to get into it. So now when people say, what camera should I get? I'm just starting off. Immediately, I'm telling them the Blackmagic, right? I take that back because some people like the autofocus and stuff like that. So if you need that, then you might want to go with Sony or Canon. But if you're getting into it and you really want to get down on some cinematic images and you're interested in RAW, definitely telling them to go with the Blackmagic 4K Pocket. Let's see, did they drop any other price drops? So it looks like the Pixis is still the same. Do they still have the Blackmagic 6K Pocket? That's interesting because it feels like the Pixis should replace that at this point. Let me go through. Nope, they still sell it. And is it the same price as the Pixis? It's the same price as the Pixis. That doesn't make sense to me. But whatever. I do understand, like, Blackmagic seems to sometimes cannibalize their cameras. Like, I had a Blackmagic Pocket. No, I'm sorry. I had a Blackmagic Production Cam 4K. And I always thought that they would update that and make that a dope camera. And they just said, nope, done. Not think about that anymore. So probably what I think is that the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K is pretty much going to be replaced by the Pixis at this point. But that's a great upgrade path, right? So you go from the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Then you can upgrade to a Pixis. And then from there, you have the option of using anything that you bought, any accessories you bought to go with your Pixis. You can now purchase just the body of the Blackmagic Ursa Cine for under $7,000. If I was starting my production company right now, from the ground up, I'm probably going to buy an A-Cam Ursa. I'm probably going to buy a B-Cam Pixis, maybe two B-Cam Pixis. If I was starting from the ground right now, the ecosystem of Blackmagic is sick. Sick. And this is one of the only cameras that's really gotten me a little bit excited because it's one of the ones that they're trying to push sensor to the next level. I didn't know anything about this RGBW. That is new to me. And that's just because I wasn't paying attention to it because I'm like, oh, it's just another large format camera. But this RGBW, let me see if I can find that really quick. They've always had great color science, but now to push this next level. It kind of reminds me of when Sony did the TV and they introduced like the yellow pixel. It was red, green, blue, yellow. Kind of reminds me of that. Let's see, do they have it on here? I can't find the sensor. The RGBW. Let me type it in here really quick. Ursa RGBW sensor. Make sure I'm not talking on my butt here. Hold on. Oh, okay. I see what it is. I understand it now. The RGBW, let's see. Here it is. Okay, cinematic large format sensor. Ursa Cine features a revolutionary new sensor designed for incredible image quality at all resolutions from 4K to massive 12K. The larger sensor builds on the technology of the Ursa Mini Pro 12K with larger photo sites, leading to an astounding 16 stops of dynamic range. The unique RGBW architecture provides equal amounts of red, green, and blue pixels. This means it's optimized to deliver incredibly rich colors at all resolutions and provide the ultimate in image quality and flexibility. Now you can capture more detail with a wider dynamic range than ever before. Plus, in-sensor scaling means you can record at all resolutions without cropping. All resolutions without cropping is huge. So I've been a RED user forever. It feels like. One thing that I always had a problem with is whenever you want to use a different frame rate or, if you wanted to not shoot 8K and you wanted to come down to 4K, then you crop in that sensor. So I'm sure on this, the frame rates, if you go high frame rate, it's going to crop in the sensor, I'm sure. But I would like to use that entire sensor and still only have to shoot 4K. So I planned on buying a Monstro here used, but now it's got me thinking because a used Monstro is the same price as this new Ursa with the price drop. And the reason that I was thinking about the used Monstro is because I wanted to stay in the RED ecosystem. And honestly, I might still do that just because I have all of my accessories and different peripherals. Don't want to go through changing all of that. So I might stay with that. But being able to shoot on a full sensor, full 12K sensor, come down to 4K without cropping, that's beautiful. That's some good stuff. This is an exciting camera, honestly. Like, I'm just looking at it right now. So this is an exciting camera. Hold on. Let me see this. Can I do screen share? I want y'all to see what I'm looking at. Let me see. So, again, this is my first live stream here, so I'm still getting some stuff set up, but I think I can give you guys a little screen capture action here. Hold on. If I change the scene, I don't want to change the scene. What if I do this? macOS screen capture. Let's set that up. Hit OK. Boom. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Bear with me. Please, please, please bear with me. Hold on. Let me get it together. All right. First of all, let's fix this so you guys aren't looking at that. Boom. There we go. All right. Now let me get this part together. How about that? Beautiful. All right. So, yeah, let's do that instead. Let's jump over here. Let's go. All right. There we go. So, look at this. Being able to capture all of this data, open gate. Everybody is super pumped about open gate these days. I wasn't super pumped about it, but I like it. Didn't really make too much of a difference for me. I don't shoot anamorphic often, but when I do shoot anamorphic, obviously open gate is great. A lot of people I've seen, like I think the guy's name is Adrian Peer or something like that. He shoots everything, and kind of that open gate 3:2 format. Yeah, that's his style. But yeah, I think this is man. I don't really want to spend money on cameras. I'm not gonna lie. I don't want to spend money on cameras, but this gives me a lot to think about. I know I'm not the influencer that can be able to go to Blackmagic and be like, yo, let me get one right quick. Not at that point in my life yet, guys. Gotta crawl before I walk. But I do have some pretty good relationships with some rental houses, so I'm gonna try and get my hand on one of these. This is Blackmagic is just like, I just love it because they're like that scrappy kid, right? I give the analogy like that. They are like that kid that comes to the basketball court. He's got a little bit of skill. People can see the potential in him, but he's kind of still getting his butt kicked. But somebody's just like, yeah, dude's going to be good. Dude's going to be good. And then every year they just got a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. To now he comes to the court and he on your ass. You know what I mean? Like he really there to get busy. He's not there to play no games. He came in and he came to lace them up and get busy. That's how I feel about Blackmagic. And I like it for that reason because it just feels scrappy and it kind of just feels like me. Like it feels like the hustle. Like they are the camera company that's going to hustle and they're going to outwork everybody. They're going to, not lie on their laurels and figure out, well, how can we do this better? How can we make this price lower? How can we get more quality at a lower price point to compete with all of these heavy hitters like RED and RED and Sony? The only thing I will say, though, that's tough with Blackmagic is whenever I'm out on professional sets or whenever I'm out on, big movie sets, I won't say professional sets, but whenever I'm out on big movie sets, you never see a Blackmagic. Like, it's just never there. Maybe you'll see a Blackmagic in the background doing BTS, but you never see a Blackmagic as a cam. And with this and the 17K, I'm wondering how long that's going to be a real thing. It can't be, I know that Hollywood is like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I feel like us as new up and coming creators in Hollywood and actually independent, because independent is really big right now. So as up and coming creators, when we start to get into these bigger rooms and we're like, nah, I like the Blackmagic, I think that next wave is what's going to start to, people are going to have to figure it out. I mean, there's Alexa, 65, that's some top dog stuff right there. Like, that's not going anywhere. Honestly, I don't know what RED is going to do with Nikon now. They have to figure it out. Because Blackmagic is on y'all heels, cuz. Straight up, Blackmagic is on y'all heels. And if y'all don't figure it out, then I don't really know what to say. But you might get left in the dust at this point because Blackmagic is serious. This price drop is crazy. I mean, there's nothing more to say. Like, let me see. I don't have anybody here in the chat, so I can just keep chatting away a little bit on my own. But it makes you think. It makes you, if you're a small studio and you're trying to figure out how to ramp up quickly and you need cameras, let's say you need 3 cameras. You can go with 3 Pixis cameras for under 20 grand. I would say roughly under 20 grand. Actually, it's a little bit less, but I'm thinking of adding on, your different attachments and accessories and things like that. So let's just say probably not even 20. Let's say 13 with accessories. Or you can go with an Ursa and 2 Pixis. And then you also get 3 licenses of Blackmagic DaVinci Resolve. So you can just dump all your raw footage right in there. And that ecosystem is just, oh man. And then you get a switcher. If you need to do multicams, you get a switcher, an ATEM switcher. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say. Like, if I was starting from scratch I would probably go the Blackmagic route. Again, I'm a Final Cut Pro editor. I do finish in DaVinci. But yeah, if I was going that route, starting from scratch, starting a studio today, definitely I'd be thinking about purchasing Blackmagic. So let me see. I don't even know if this is still going. Let me open up my... I hope it's still going. That would be upsetting if it's not. Let's open up the studio. All right. So yeah, it's still rolling. My man is still here. Appreciate you, Chris. We got one guy. I mean, what do you think, Chris? Like, are you a Blackmagic user, or are you what camera are you shooting with? And if you were gonna start a brand new company today, what do you think? What do you think you go with? So here, this is what's interesting, right? And I'll wait for you, Chris, to answer that question. I got you. This is what's really interesting. Canon shooter. Yes, definitely. I love Canons. I started off on Canons. Had the, what did I have? Started off with my Canon. I had a T3i, went to a 7D, went to a 5D Mark III, which is amazing. I used to shoot Magic Lantern RAW on that boy. That was a workflow for your cheeks. Let me see. Kinfinity. You know, I've never actually seen a Kinfinity camera. Not once. I've never been out filming and I was like, oh yeah, I got this Kinfinity camera that I shoot with. I've never seen it. I'm interested in it. Like, it seems like it could be dope, but I've just never seen it. I have to find somebody who owns one. Let's get that out of there. Yeah, like literally, like I haven't seen a person shoot a indie film with the Kinfinity camera. Like, and I'm out. I really be out here in these streets, like all type of shoots, and not once have a Kinfinity popped up. Have you shot on a Kinfinity? Like, have you used it before? Because it's like a Mewtwo at this point. Like, you just don't see them. You know what I mean? Oh, that's what I wanted to look up. So here's the thing. What is RED doing these days? Because I cannot see myself going into RED, shopping their cameras, and saying, all right, I want to pay $30,000 for a V-Raptor. What is it? Is it 8K these days? I don't even know what it is anymore. I don't even look at new Reds anymore. It's so just out of price range for me. Where are we? Hold on, let's go here. So I'm looking up RED. Let me see. Yeah, so 8K. 8K and the crops. I do not see any reason to buy a new RED. Brand new? No way. Used market? For sure. You're going to pay $40,000 for this entire kit. You can lease it for or finance it for $591 a month. It'll take you like 5 to 6 years to pay it off. Why? You can book one job and get an Ursa 12K. It makes no sense. Let's see. What'd you say? No. But it looks good. ProRes RAW. Okay. I believe it. I'm sure it looks amazing. I think people are out here using it. But I've just never seen it. I've never seen it. I don't know. I believe it when I see it, Chris. I'll believe it when I see it. But yeah, man. So, I mean, if you're just joining into this chat, we're just talking a little bit about the new Blackmagic announcement. And, just kind of shooting it a little bit. I'm really using this time to practice my live setup. And I see like I need to build some more scenes and I need to get some automations and stuff going. I got one of these joints. I just haven't set it up yet. This is probably going to be what helps me take it to the next level, because right now I'm just clicking through everything and clearly I'm like not doing it the right way. But you know what I mean? You got to start off just doing something first. Let's see what you say here. Oh, there we go. Put that there. Oh, it doesn't have ProRes RAW. It's just ProRes. Interesting. I'm probably never gonna use that camera. I'm gonna be honest. Just the Kinfinity. Like, let me look it up. Hold on. Kinfinity Mavo. All right. 6K. Okay, hold on. Let me not sleep on it. All right, here we go. So a 6K Super 35. That's where you lose me already, because if it's 6K Super 35, I may as well just buy a Pixis. May as well just buy a Pixis or a used RED. I don't know. You don't get RAW. Like, I have no idea even what to think about this camera. Like, I don't want to hate on it. I'm trying to figure out where I would use it and what situation I would buy this camera over a Blackmagic camera or a RED. Canon C100. Nice. The Canon C100, there's like a new, I think it's a Canon. I was in Film Tools the other day. And is it like the 400 or what the heck is this? C400. That might have been it. Now the Canon C400, see, like this is right here. This is where Canon is about to have their hands full with Blackmagic. Like, Blackmagic woke up, chose violence. I came to blow it up. And this is where Canon is going to have their head full. Now, I love the look of Canons. And I think it's going to come down to preference for most people. Whether you are a Canon user or a Blackmagic user or RED, and if you're in the big leagues, going up to like the Sony Venice, Sony Buranos even, that's probably around this price range in this area of camera. But if you're going up to, you know, the Alexa Mini LF, whatever, that's where you're gonna have the most problem, right? So this right here, this war for like this mid-level camera, which isn't really mid-level. Like, this is a tough camera right here. So this war for this tier of camera, that's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy because it's a lot of competition in there. And right now I think Blackmagic is kind of running away with it. I won't lie. Blackmagic seems to be running away with the torch on this one. I can't see any reason to buy this outside of preference over a Blackmagic at that price range. 12K. No cropping if you want to shoot 4K. That's crazy. No cropping. So you can use this for everything. So if you're shooting a feature and you want to use full 12K, boom, done. If you're doing a corporate project and you don't want to have all that space taken up, boom, 4K, still got everything. This is probably like the next level camera right here. I feel like this lineup, a lot of people aren't going to be using the 17K 65. Like, that's just, it's not going to happen. But it'll be in a rental house. And I think the first DP who takes a chance on this on a feature Hollywood movie, the first DP that decides to take a chance on the Blackmagic Ursa Cine 17K 65, I think it blows it up. Whoever that person is, and I wish it could be me, whoever that person is that decides to shoot the big movie, the tentpole blockbuster summer movie, whatever, on the Ursa Cine 17K, that's gonna blow it up for sure. Let me see. Pixis is tough, man. Like the Pixis is great. The only thing that's stopping me from getting the Pixis, because I actually had somebody put an order in for me and then I canceled it. The only thing that's stopping me is the fact that my A cam is RED. It's a DSMC2 Scarlet W, and my B cam is the Pocket 6K. So I feel like there's not much of a difference from the Pocket 6K to the Pixis, outside of the obvious body style and different mounting points in the box camera style, which is great. Outside of that, I don't feel like there's much different that warrants me to get rid of that as a B cam and pick up a Pixis. Although I might, because I could probably sell that for, I don't know, $1,500, throw another $1,500 on there, and now I can rock the Pixis just to kind of be cool. But my actual plan was to go and grab another Monstro, because I have all of my RED accessories already. So that Monstro will become my A cam, and then my Scarlet will go to B cam, and then the Blackmagic 6K, Pocket 6K will become C cam, or specialty camera, or whatever I need it for, behind the scenes, whatever. So that's the reason I didn't pick up a Pixis. But that's what I'm saying. So for the price, all right, so you mentioned the price, Chris. If we go look at the price of a Pixis, what we got? The price of a Pixis is $299 right now. If you look on Facebook Marketplace, hold on, let me see. Let me go back in here and make sure like I don't got no crazy popping up on Facebook. I don't be in there like that, but when I go to the Marketplace, hold on, let me get in there. I might gotta log in. Hold up. Let's go to Marketplace. All right, boom. So here we go. Let's jump in here. All right, I'm in the Marketplace, right? So check this out. If I'm in the Marketplace, it's $3,000. I can get a Komodo for $3,000. Now, I know some people were like, all right, I'm going to sell my Komodo and I'm getting the Pixis. Awesome. But for me, right here, I would be more thinking about this Red Dragon, because I wouldn't have to change. It's important to me to have accessories that work with all of my cameras, right? I wouldn't want to have too many cameras that are all different. Now this camera has this, that camera has that. At least if I know I buy DSMC2, another DSMC2 camera, like that's the reason I won't get a Komodo either, because it would clash with all of my accessories that I already have, the red mags and everything else. So for me, it's just about keeping it in the same ecosystem. So if I decided one day I'm going to sell this Red, then I'll probably go and pick up a, Blackmagic Ursa. Then I would say, all right, Ursa Pixis 6K. So now everything's kind of running on the same thing. The Ursa has the big fat mags for data storage, but they also take, I think the new one, I think they said it takes CF also, if I'm not mistaken. With the price drop, I believe it takes CF. Let me see. Tech specs. Not the immersive. 12K body. Let's see. What are we doing for media here? Okay, so that's the Blackmagic module. I'm almost sure I saw it took more than that. I could be wrong. Let me know. Let's see. Red footage is too game over, too filmic. What do you mean by that? Like, what are you shooting? What are you shooting, Chris? You said red camera is too filmic. What are you shooting? Like, what kind of projects are you shooting? Are you saying it? Is it too filmic for? Is it too filmic for social media? Is that the thought? It's too filmic for, you know, what are you doing? I guess I got to know more about your business and what you're doing in order to understand what too filmic means. You know what I mean? Let me see. Here we go. Media. So yeah, it takes CF Express Type B media. So at least, I don't know. Man, I just want to test this camera. I got so many questions. I wish somebody was in the chat that had it. Okay, it looks like a movie. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's the point, right, Chris? Like, what we doing? I'm here to make movies. YouTube is great. It's cool. It's fun. But I started this YouTube channel to put out my Harley Quinn web series. I started this to share all of the short films that I create. I started this to kind of share my path as I attempt to make it into Hollywood. So I didn't do a great job documenting that as I'm along the way, but I'm trying to now. I'm trying to pick that up. But that's why I started this channel. I started this to get into those rooms where I can have some influence on what, you know, movies are being made and the stories that are being told. And I've had some luck doing that. I'm down at the Avatar Studios working with James Cameron on some things, which is awesome. Just being in that area, in that space is crazy. But yeah. Okay, so you do TV shows, Chris. All right. So you do TV shows and you feel that the RED is too filmic. And I guess when you say filmic, I'm trying to think about what you could mean. Because if we're doing social media, one thing about, you know, shooting RED raw. Well, okay, back up. I feel like the Pixis has a really good film look as well. I feel like the Blackmagic sensors are really warm sensors. They do great on skin tones. And I feel like that is a filmic look. Can be a filmic look, let me say. It takes a lot more to get that cinematic filmic look, but I feel like it can be a filmic look. Now, if we're talking about doing social media things on a Blackmagic Pixis, I don't feel like that's the camera for that. I feel like you would be going with maybe a Sony. No knock on Sony. Sony can definitely make some filmic images, but, you know, being able to just put the camera vertical, you know, shoot vertical, things like that. I think that that's more of a Sony kind of route versus the Blackmagic feels like they are pushing everything towards cinema. And, you know, the Grant Petty came to the Avatar stage once, and they were having conversations. Obviously, with that new camera coming out, the Spatial camera, and James Cameron's, you know, always been heavy into 3D. All the avatars are 3D. He shoots everything 3D. He's literally the leader. Probably knows more than anybody in the world about 3D. They came to talk. I don't know where it went because that's above my pay grade, but I met him. It's a cool dude. It seems like everything is going towards, they want to be big in the cinema space, but what I love about them and what I think is the greatest part about what they're doing is they want to do everything in the cinema space, but they also want to make it affordable for the next group of upcoming filmmakers. And I love that. And even current filmmakers, because a lot of money is spent on cameras and renting out those cameras and things like that. So if, let's say, we get however much money, X amount of dollars, we can pay whatever we want. The whole Blackmagic line of cameras can go from A cameras all the way down to crash cameras. And you can get the exact same feel out of every camera. They're all shooting B-raw. They're all shooting at least 4K, 6K and up. They even have the smaller micro cameras. Do they still have those? That's a good question. I haven't seen those in a while. They still have the small micros. Let me go over here. Back to products. Professional cameras. Yeah, so they still got that. I mean, I don't know if they shoot B-raw. Can't remember. But anyhow, let me go in here. We're looking, we're talking, let's see. Did they shoot B-raw? I cannot remember. Okay, yeah, they do. Yes, there's no internal recording on these. Everything was external. Yeah, so you can do B-raw. So you can go from your A cam all the way down to crash cam, disposable cam, throw them up on a drone. Like their entire lineup is set for that. There isn't a company out here outside of, I think RED tried to when they got smaller on the Komodo. There isn't a company out here that can really do that. In every line of camera, in every camera product that they own in their line can go from A cam all the way down to a crash cam or just like a throwaway cam or a stunt cam, action cam, whatever, and still deliver that same high quality, high cinema quality to your film. So I don't know. I don't think Blackmagic is like pushing to be, the social media camera or anything like that. OpenGate is good. OpenGate is good. A lot of people are loving OpenGate. It's not knocking it. It's definitely a choice. I would love to have it. I do not have it on my current RED, but when I shot anamorphic, it looked pretty damn good. So I'm not a big I'm not a guy that just runs out and buys cameras, but I am a guy that enjoys cameras, and I do think that this is very interesting, and I will try to get my hands on one and shoot something. I got a couple ideas of things that I want to do with it. So yeah, James Cameron, I've been down working with James Cameron a bit. And let me not act like I'm like directly next to James Cameron. I'm in the studio. I walk past him a couple times and say, "What up?" That's about it. But yeah, so I do that contract a couple days a week. Actually, I need to make sure they don't need me right now while I'm going live. Hold on, let me see. Doop, doop, doop. Jump in here. Okay, it looks like I'm good. No Discord messages. I'm good right now for a little bit longer. Let's see. So yeah, man, I think this is good. I think this is gonna be this is the next level for us as filmmakers, man. I know, and I say filmmakers. A lot of people are on here. They just want to do social, and that's cool. But if you ever decide that you want to step up into the next realm of things, like you want to go filmmakers, it's an amazing time, man. I mean, there's ways to get your stuff out, more ways to get your stuff out there than ever before. Like this year, I do plan on shooting a feature film. We have one written and ready to go. It's actually a holiday film, just because I feel like holiday films can be sold rather quickly, and they're always going to want a holiday film. Christmas is always coming back around. Holiday and horror, I think you can't go wrong with either one of those. So my goal is to shoot a feature film this year, and when I'm thinking about what camera I want to shoot it on, I want to test this. I want to use it. I want to see what it looks like. I want to see how much we can get done with it, how far we can push it. Because obviously I can just shoot on my RED, which would be great. I know it'll be great. But yeah, we'll see. Maybe I can get them to sponsor it a little bit. I don't know. This is interesting though. This is interesting. What up north? How you feeling, man? We are just in here talking about the new price drop on the Ursa. What camera are you shooting with? Are you still shooting? Are you doing AC? What are you doing these days, man? Like, what are you shooting with? How's my stream look though? Like, am I good? Do I need to change some settings? Am I good? I feel like this is my normal YouTube camera setup for when I'm doing tutorials or whatever, but I feel like I need to swing that boy around this way, and obviously I need to get this 2028 filled in still, and there's another 2028 over here, so I don't want y'all to see all that chat, but I think I want to swing it around just so I can be looking at the camera a little bit more. But yeah, we're just talking Ursa. Is it true that Red can't take the heat like in Jamaica? I put this Red, honestly, I won't lie. I've taken this Red into an active fire. I would not I would not recommend that, but I have taken this Red into an active fire. It was, what was I shooting? Wow. This was a while ago. We were shooting a promo. I think this is when I was working at DJI. We were shooting a promo. I'm see if I can find it. And one part of it was an action scene. It was a controlled burn. We had the fire department there and everything. But yeah, I went in, got as close as I could, you know, in an active fire, and I did not have any issues. I haven't actually ever had an issue with my Red overheating. It's never shut off on me. It's never been too cold. I've been, man, me and this Red has been through some things. I've been skiing in Utah, shooting the ski patrol. It hasn't locked up on me. Did not freeze. I've been in the Bahamas, super hot. Has not locked up on me. Did not freeze or shut down. I've been in the desert. Been in the Mojave, shooting all day, high frame rate. Did not lock up, did not shut down. I think for the most part, you have to know how to tell your camera where it is. And what I mean by that is you have to set, on the Reds, you have to set a temperature setting. And then when you set that temperature and let it know, like, hey, we're going to be operating in this temperature, then you do a black balance. And when you do that black balance, it calibrates the sensor to that temperature. And then it will utilize the internal fans to try to keep it at that temperature. I'm pretty sure it's cut off on some people doing some things, but I have not experienced it. Whenever I've said, hey, we're going to be shooting at these degrees and it's going to be freezing, and I set it, do a black balance, and, you know, let it run a little bit before I start shooting, I've never had a problem. Turn it on. Like, don't turn it on and just try to shoot. Like, turn it on, let it sit for like 30 minutes in the weather, get up to temperature, get wherever it needs to be, and then start shooting. So maybe that was the issue people had, shutting down. Yeah. Hey, that's what's up. Wife just texted me, said she got a 5% raise. Oh, we definitely get new cameras in this. New cameras in this bitch. Wife got a 5% raise. Hey, I love it. Let me send her a quick congrats. Congrats, you deserve it. One thing y'all gotta do, y'all gotta hype y'all significant others up, man. Don't let them, you know what I mean? You gotta hype them up. All right, I think it's almost time for me to eat. I think I should go give her a call and get food. And then I gotta do some color grading. But this was good. This was good talks. It was a good opportunity for me to set up my streaming setup. So until next time, my good boy, Chris, I appreciate you hanging out, my man. Thank you so much. And anyone else who popped in, I appreciate y'all hanging out so much. Appreciate that. And I think I might try to go live once a week at least. I've been pumping out content at least once a week. So remember, like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Threads. That's where I'm most active. Threads and Instagram. Directed by Champ. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace. My boy Chris. Link up with me on Threads, boy.